Good morning, it's Jim from Maverickstar Observatory. First of all, want to thank all those subscribers that have supported us throughout the last few days, and more importantly, I wanted to talk about a few things different from the magnetic pole reversal. It's an important event and we shouldn't forget that, but there are other things that are going on in our world. Elon Musk, Richard Branson and Zuckerberg, all interested in getting people into space. Recently, about 6 months ago, we started development of the laser communication system that would allow people to project their thoughts out into space, their videos and their photos, and it was a little bit ahead of their technology at the time. I've got to admit that it's a new concept and not reached its uptick at the moment. And I'm talking about universallightmessage.com. If you want to go over to there, you can send your message out into space. And people that have already done that have already surpassed Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 that was sent up in the 1980s. This was designed, NASA designed these spaceships to incorporate the universe, all the information that humankind at that time had got, and just let them know, basically, I think, that there was an intellectual life form in this solar system, and point out where this solar system was in the galactic universe. So if anyone come across that spacecraft, they would know where they were and how to direct themselves to them at that point. But we have sent messages now because we're using laser communication systems with embedded data of videos and communications. We've learned how to send that out into the universe at a lot faster rate, and it doesn't take too much time to surpass Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. And we give the individual member of public the opportunity to do that. I was thinking the purpose of this upload was, I've got to say this, when I do these uploads, sometimes it's from the heart, and this is one of these uploads from the heart. And I think of things like Nikola Tesla, how let down he was, coming up with the alternating current, and knowing that you can transport alternating current much further than DC current, which was Henderson's creation. But the problem was, I recently watched a video on Netflix which showed Henderson's battle with JP Morgan and all the others, and Western Union or Western Group or whatever it was, race for technology to incorporate electricity into the modern world. And Henderson had really developed the light bulb, and one of the things that stood out to me is that he developed the light bulb at first that lasted 30 seconds, and then 30 minutes, and then 5 hours, and then 20 hours, and then 30 hours. And it was a development process, using different materials. It was a battle. Henderson was a remarkable man. You cannot deny that for being an inventor in his time. And Tesla worked for Henderson at some point. He also worked for Western Group, or wherever it is. Can't remember off the top of my head, but he worked for them in the end. And AC current became more popular because you could transport it over longer distances at 60% less the cost of DC current. And what is my point here? I'm going to bamboozle you here, because we're going to jump to the Schumann resonance, because I think this is relevant. There's a reason why the Earth is discharging current that reaches a fulfillment that goes over or above that and discharges it, and it discharges in the form of lightning, and that's how we measure the Schumann resonance. So the Earth is like the CO2 readings that we do here at the observatory. It's like the muon readings that we do at the observatory. It's almost a constant. There's not much fluctuation between the two, unless there's an event that creates a peak at some point. So the Schumann resonance is really at the heart of what Richard Branson the guy that owns Facebook, that's doing his face book company, Mark Zuckerberg is it, and who's the other one? Well, I think you get the picture, but the point is this: if you want to do heavy lift into space, then the Schumann resonance is the key increment in that. And like Tesla give away a lot. He was robbed basically of a life of many potentials and wealths and things like that. I'm going to be doing that same thing. I really don't care. Is the honest answer. Let the fuckers milk it for what they want. The reason why the Earth is discharging through the Schumann resonance is because the Earth can only contain a certain amount of static charge, and if we compare that static charge with the moon, we can easily identify gravity, acceleration. And I may have lost a few of you here, but just bear with me on this. So can you imagine a system that is constantly generating gravity or electricity, fluid electricity, and the only way it can discharge it is by lightning strikes, the Schumann resonance. So if it's producing more, Schumann resonance increases. If it's producing less, it decreases. And what we're talking about is surface static charge, and an object can only obtain a certain amount of static charge because of its surface size. If you've got a small surface, it can only obtain a small amount of charge. If it's got a large surface, it can attain a lot more. So small surface charge, low gravity, large surface contain more static charge. Where am I going with this? Well, simply, if we understand that, surface charge is related to surface size, then we can overcome gravity. There's a statement. We can simply overcome gravity. What I wanted to do in the future, and it's never going to happen to the likes of me, because even though I've got ideas how to integrate the technology into building anti-gravity platforms, the likes of me are never going to be noticed ever. We have the knowledge, but we're just lost in a river of debris, let's say that. And there's that one little sparkle in that debris, we're never going to be noticed. So, Nikola Tesla was one of these people that was able to have all these ideas and come up with all this technology and deliver it to some circumstances, to important people which exploited him. I feel I'm going to be one of those people that is like him. Gravity is simply static charge related to proportional size, and that's it. And it's the way of overcoming gravity, which is a little bit complex. We've got ideas here at the observatory how to overcome that, but we've never put them in practice. We've looked at some other technologies as well, because what really I would love to do is see maverickstar industry, which isn't even an industry at the moment, but maverickstar, I have this dream of maverickstar industry being the heavy lift and the freight carrier into space. And we've got the principle, which is theoretically provable to achieve that. We're talking about a platform which, whatever you load onto it in mass, is irrelevant, and moving it out into outer space and beyond that as well. We do live in the age and technology of being able to achieve these things. I know that for a fact. We're talking about things that will probably be widely spoken about in another 50, 60 years. Right now. Because, it's not just one person that comes up with an idea like this and puts it into perspective or practice. So, I don't know. It's an unusual world we live in. We're not promoting advancement for the better of mankind. We're very confused, and most of us just believe what we read and hear and see on the mainstream media that is reported from governments. And we don't want to think that they're just there to rape and pillage the taxpayers' purse of global governments, but that is exactly what's happening. Why are they chauffeur driven? Why do they have private jets? And why are they not just like us? Guys, if you want help and support what we do at the observatory, and I believe it is a tool that can help people because of the anomalies that we cover, link is down there in the description. And I'll just say what I usually do: take care of your loved ones, visit them, speak to them, and give them hugs. And as always, bye for now.